Hi, my name is Benny, and my full name is Venio, and my last name is Charles. I'm from Haiti, Capotillo, from the border, Dominican Republic. Um, I want to tell you something about my history life and my testimony. When I start to growing, so when I start growing, um, I was about 15 years old. When I was 15 years old, I had to leave my community, that is Capotillo, Haiti. That was on 2003. I left Haiti, my country, and I went to the Dominican Republic. And but before I went to the Dominican Republic, I was studying. I started studying in my own country, and and I had almost finished my primary school. It was like eighth grade. I arrived on eighth grade, and I passed to the last class in the primary school, and I finished my school. I had um, I was only 15 years old when I left to the Dominican Republic. When I went to the Dominican Republic, so and um, and when I arrived to the Dominican Republic, and that time I went with one of my family. He was my brother. He was about 72, and we arrived. And the place I went to the Dominican Republic, it is near from the border. And my community, it's about 1 hour away from the place I was living in the Dominican Republic. And the border from home, from my house, the place I live in Haiti, in my community, it is like 30 minutes from home, from the border to home, and from home to the place I went first when I first went to the Dominican Republic. It's about 1 hour away from home, and when I arrived there, there was one of my old sister there living in the Dominican Republic, and she received to us, and she gave a place to us to live in that night. But when I left my country, and I was 15, but I didn't say no one, anyone, where I was going, and my brother too. We just leave, we just left, and but my parent didn't know. My parent even didn't know where I was, and and by the time they told him, and they told him I was in the Dominican Republic, and by the time I start to study my primary school. When I went, I went to talk to the director, and she told me I need a paper, I need a birth certificate to study, I need a birth certificate to have an access to study in the Dominican Republic. And I said, okay, but I went to I start to imagine myself. I said, how can I do that? Because when I left my community in Haiti, I didn't bring any document with me. But I talked to the director, and she received me anyway. But I found something to study, a paper. But the paper they gave me, it wasn't on my own name, and the director didn't know nothing about that. And my interest in it was only to study, because I love studying. And she told me when I went to her, she gave me a test, and the test, when the test tried about the reading, how to, it was a reading text, and it was very well when I passed the test. The test that she gave me, it was to test me, to approve me, to see what was my ability, and she gave me the test, and I passed the test, and after, and she and the director sent me to the lower class than I was before in my country, and it was the third grade. And while I was among the student, I was the clever one, and when she gave the class, I always try to do my class very well, and the teacher go and the teacher went to the director, and she told her, so, and they up me one of the grade. They sent me to the fourth grade, and I